for me, the theme of this game has been discovering new materials, new methods, and new production techniques in order to create new materials, and then having to revamp my existing production to meet those new needs. So while I can currently create everything that I know how to make right now, my assembly line is not optimized for that. It's very inefficient, and there are a lot of conveyor belts going in the wrong directions. And so right now I'm going to try and revamp everything that I've done so far and create a new assembly line, or an altered assembly line, that is going to make production more efficient. So let's get to it. Whew. That was, I was going to say a lot of work, but it was pretty fun, so it didn't really feel like work. But it may not have been clear what I did, so I'm going to take a moment to explain. I changed up what these, well, let's start from the beginning. So over here, I used to have these biomass burners going, and this was fueling the miners and some smelters, and then I had a couple other biomass burners hitting the rest of the production line. So I decided to cancel that idea, and instead I moved all the biomass burners over there. So this is all on one power grid right now. And I'll look in a moment, I don't want to jump down, and show you the graph of how the power is going. Hopefully it will be able to sustain itself like this. I wish I had a mega biomass burner instead of having to do 4 like this, so I don't have to refill them, but you know, this is what we've got right now. So we're going to mine the material out of here. The ore is going to go into these 3 smelters. That's going to get split. I'm still not sure if I could have done it with just one miner. You can see this one's getting backed up, while this one's pretty free-flowing. So this is a lack of efficiency right there. They're going to go into the 3 smelters, some storage units just in case there's a backup. There will be like an overflow, and then maybe I can redirect some excess capacity to a different one. And then these 3 constructors, we've got 2 of them on the bottom making iron rods, and the top one making iron plates. And the iron rods are going to go, this one on the far left is going to make screws, whereas the one in the middle is going to stay iron rods. The one on the top is obviously not doing anything else, but it's iron plates. So over there, we've got the iron plates and the screws. So the screws coming out of here are going to get directed one of 2 ways. They're going to go into both of these machines. Screws going into this assembler and screws going into this assembler. And this assembler on the right is making reinforced iron plates. So that's going to go into the storage unit and then back into the final assembler. Whereas I'm losing a bit of vision on that, so let's climb down strategically. Okay. I'm safe. It's kind of hard to get health because you got to find these berries. So we're going to go over, check out what's going on. We talked about this assembler making the reinforced iron plates from the screws and the iron plates. And then this one here is making the, oh goodness, what is it making? The rotors from screws and the iron rods. So in this mode, I now have 2 separate iron rod facilities. This one with just making regular rods is pumping out the 2 and splitting it, one to this assembler, one to this assembler. And then the screws are going to this assembler and then over to that one. So we can see, hopefully we can see some stuff coming out of these ones. I guess it's too slow. So this is something I'll have to look at for efficiency. Screws seem to be limiting for this one, very obviously. And for this one, the limit seems to be rods. So, I mean, we can't have a perfect efficiency, so this is better than it has been. But still, there's some room to go. So that stuff pumping out. Now these rotors are not used in anything so far, so this is just going straight into a storage unit. Whereas the reinforced iron plates, here's one. Okay, there's a rotor, and there's a reinforced iron plate. Is going into the storage container, but that should just send it right back out into this assembler, where you can see once these rods get backed up, the splitter will then favor whichever side is not backed up. So this will become more efficient because it will have more rods, and hopefully that will, bring everything to working as fast as it can with the amount of inputs I've given it. So here we have it making the modular frames whenever it gets the reinforced iron plates, and you can see we already have 6 here. So pretty good. I just need to figure out a way to get more biomass fuel without destroying the environment. I hate that these trees don't grow back, and I've got a lot of forest over there that I could use, but the idea of just cutting down the forests kind of hurts me. So I'm going to try and see if I can do this all quickly and then find some sort of sustainable power source. But how are we doing on power right now? So we're getting up close to our capacity. I don't think I can shut down one of these yet because our maximum is 68.1, and these are each doing how many individually? It's got to be 20 megawatt hours. So if I drop one of those, we're going to have a shutdown. And I can show you what that looks like actually. So if I kill this, well, it looks like it's already at that point. So once everything is running, so like let's say everything in the back is going to kind of continuously run because there are no choke points since I have the storage containers. But once like this has the correct amount of inputs, it's going to start running, and that creates these jumps that we have here of the plateaus around 70 megawatts. This is when it blew a fuse because I dropped it. You can see I didn't have the electrical capacity for that. So there we have it. Some really good organization. It can be even better, clearly. But with what I have to do right now, I think this is pretty good. So next up we're going to be, I think, trying to beautify everything because I kind of have to wait for this stuff to keep making things before I can use those things to then upgrade my hub. But it's been a good game day, maybe a couple game days. I don't know how many day-night cycles there were. But thanks for watching. Like if you liked the video, let me know what you thought down below and what you're excited to see. Maybe it's unclear, but either way, I'd love for you guys to subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next video.